What is up, ladies? Leon Trotsky here, bringing us more Battlefield 3 content. And today, well, I want to talk about a few things. Obviously, gameplay stuff we'll talk about in a second. But the question I really want you guys to think about this whole video. Obviously, the patch has not come out for the Xbox 360. I'm doing this on Friday. I'll probably be on tonight and a little bit tomorrow to do some PTFO games with you guys. Real important stuff, though. What kind of map rotation would you want to see on a server? Private servers are coming out with this patch hopefully sometime next week. I don't know. I'm just hypothesizing. I'm really hoping soon. And I'm planning on getting a server hopefully as soon as it comes out. Obviously, they're going to be rolling it out with limited availability at first. So hopefully I'll be able to stay up late and be able to get one of these servers. And my big question for you guys to think about through this whole video as I use Claymores is what map rotation would you want to see? Obviously, we'll still have to work out anything we're going to outrule, stuff like that. I'm not a big fan of the USAS. That's the only thing I'm really not a big fan of. I'm thinking about keeping Claymores in. Some people don't like them. But the real big thing I want you to think about is map rotation. I'll try and throw out my map rotation that I've been thinking about towards the end of this video. But gameplay-wise here, we're playing on Grand Bazaar. And this team that we're playing against, you know, there's a few of us in here. This team that we're playing against, though, this is like the different spawn camp that you see in Grand Bazaar. Like, a lot of times I have quite a few games that I could show you where we get the spawn camp on the first base. We just hold them, I beast on kids. And it's not fun, you know, it's monotonous, it's boring gameplay because you see it over and over again. This is like the second base spawn camp where for some reason these guys all got stuck in the center tunnel and we just like flanked them on the right and just held them down in the center tunnel, didn't let them down the street. It was pretty funny. If you play attacking Grand Bazaar Rush, you should definitely maybe push a couple guys through the tunnel, but this street is your main way to go. You can blow open a door on the left and just push hard left is usually the best strategy when you're attacking. Setup I'm using here, this is all pre-patch, guys. Please remember that. This gun's supposed to be even more beast after the patch. You're going to see me lose some stupid gun battles after I made a great flank. You see this happen quite a few times. I'm using the M60 4-grip silencer and the red dot sight. I find I used to run like a bigger sight on it, like a 3.4 times sight with the extended mags, because you can really pop shots and snipe people with the M60. But this silencer still allows me to stay off the mini map, and then this red dot, I don't know. Once you go into that full auto and you learn how to manage the recoil with this M60, it's beast. It's, I believe, supposed to get a buff in the patch, like making it stronger at all distances. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's some change that's coming to the M60 that's going to make it better. Not sure if the foregrip's still going to play the same role as well as the silencer, so we shall see if this whole setup probably won't work the same. However, here it does me work. It allows me to flank and get a lot of bullets, and you see me camping these claymores. You know, look at this claymore situation here. There's obviously a guy on the other side of the wall. I use this claymore for a reason, and it's not, to me, this isn't a cheap tactic. You know, I know there's a guy there waiting for me. I'm going to wait for him to try and come through, because the flank that I have, I'm already pushed up. Nobody can spawn on me. You know, I'm kind of not letting them out of that flank. I think that's a pretty legitimate way to use the claymore and pick up a little 3-piece there. And then here's another claymore. You know, I know they're going to start running through this way, so might not work. Just throw a claymore down where they're going to have to come through. It gives me that back alarm. I like how the claymore patch is going to be, apparently. And then this last guy finally gets me and turns around. So frustrating when you kill like 4 guys in the back and then the last one turns around. But the Claymore patch is supposed to change stuff, so hopefully the Claymores will not, well, it's what it's supposed to do is that they die, they get removed 5 seconds after you die, or something like that. Basically, when you're not revived, I think it would work. The Claymores are gone, and then you got to replace them, which I think is fine. Like, you know, I think I do get a couple late Claymore kills here, which are fun, you know, they're like, I got that guy, because that was a good spot. But I think, you know, the same thing with C4, like it shouldn't stay there after you die. I think that's kind of ridiculous. I think AT mines should stay, and I think that's how it's going to be, but they're not going to be spotted easy. I don't know. This is another, you know, we're just trying to hold them down with this M60. I just love this this gun. The hip fire is ridiculous. So let's talk PTFO stuff, guys, for a second here, as I just run up behind somebody and knife fail and just get sprayed down. Oh, I should have cut it out. I should have cut it out. PTFO stuff, guys, we're making a new platoon to get all you other members that want to get in there, get, you know, meet new people, stuff like that. We'll be able to write, you know, on each other's battle logs, and we'll get, you know, get the server stuff set up. Hopefully once this server gets set up, we'll be able to do some more private matches. I heard they're going to also do, or scrim matches. I heard they're going to be doing different setups on the consoles with ways you can set up clan matches or something like that. So we're gonna have to stay tuned on that. So like, I know there's been a lot of interest in playing competitively and, you know, just playing, you know, against other people that know what they're doing, that aren't going to be douchebags. So hopefully that's what we'll be able to get with this this server. As far as server rules, you know, we're going to make the no use as, you know, things that might get you kicked or banned from the server. And that's hard to say because, you know, we haven't done this yet. I think the biggest thing is stealing vehicles from bases that aren't in play. That's the biggest thing, is don't steal vehicles that aren't in play. Teabag, look at this guy. Look at this guy. Is that a viable teabag? What the? How is that guy teabagging me? He killed me with the F2000. I understand I was in his base. Maybe I killed him 4-1 was the KD there. You know, but I don't know. I don't understand when people randomly teabag. I guess for him there was some motivation from that, because they were probably spawn camped really bad, and I was like basically right where he spawned. Oh, random claymore kill, and bad luck. But I don't get it sometimes. Like I was gonna make a video. Like there's certain times I don't teabag that often, but there's certain times when there's like a justified teabag, and I'm not sure if that was one of them to me. Maybe it's just because I'm a high level. Sometimes I get the lot with a high level. Ooh, 44 Magnum, anybody? I love the Magnum, and it's gonna get buffed in the patch. I can't wait to use this gun. Gonna be my new favorite pistol. It is gonna be beast. I'm using it with everything. SV98. I use it on every class now. Is this 44 Magnum? It used to be the 1911. I don't know. I like those pistols that drop people, that I can like stop people with, because there's sometimes like the pistols with the extended clips. You know, you get like the MP443, the M9, stuff like that. I feel like when I kill people with it, like it takes a while. Like I have to shoot a lot, and I have a pretty fast trigger finger, so it's a little bit different. But I don't know. And here's just a bad rush into players that I, you know, thought were going to be less than there were, and because obviously we had them spawn camp there, and they're finally trying to push down the street. But this second base spawn camp's a lot of fun. I've done it on Metro recently. We had a game on Metro the other night where we all pulled back on the first base because it was a boring ass spawn camp, and they were all sitting in the back. We all pulled back. We had like 5 of us, and they planted immediately, and then we had like just raped them trying to come into the tunnels on the second base, and just, it was the funniest thing ever. Of course not recorded though, because best gameplays go unrecorded. But let's get back to PTFO server stuff, guys. Map rotation. Here's my thoughts. Simple stuff, and I want your input. Obviously, if you want 1 or 2 rounds, obviously, like if you're playing both sides of Rush. I don't know if you can play like both sides of Rush and then just 1 round of Conquest. Metro, Bazaar, Sign Crossing, Rush, Caspian, Karg, and Firestorm, Conquest. That's the base. That's like the general idea that I want, and then I would throw in a couple other ones maybe randomly. I was thinking maybe like, I really like Strike at Karkand Rush, either Tehran or Noshar, Conquest. I would probably throw in like Canals, Team Deathmatch, at least 1 Team Deathmatch round. What else was there? You know, like, that's where I want your input, guys. I want you to, you know, do you think those 3 maps? Some people are saying, oh, play all the maps. Some people are saying just leave it at that. Don't put any Karkand maps. I also think it may be Wake Island Rush, Sign Crossing Conquest. That was the other one I would want in there. So let me know, you know, would you want like extended ticket counts, anything like that, you know, removed kill cams? I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you want it private with passwords? Leave it in the comments below what kind of map rotation you want to see, and any sort of crazy rules you want to see. I hope you guys enjoyed this gameplay. Till next time, ladies, you know how we do. Hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on Battlelog. We'll get you in the games. Till next time.